Good morning, and thank you for being here with us. We're very, very proud this day because we were able to start a fund for the families of this tragedy in our community, and we have with us individuals who helped start the fund, as well as the community leaders who will be administering those funds and working on behalf of the families. Buenos días, estoy muy agradecida que estuvieran aquí con nosotros hoy. Hoy estamos anunciando un fondo que empezamos para ayudar a las familias del vuelo 587, para ayudarlos durante este tiempo de dolor. I am very proud that United Way, Verizon, and American Express, when they heard of this tragedy, immediately said, what can we do? How can we help? How can we build and support our community? And immediately they said, one of the things we want to do is to make sure that the families are taken care of, and that the agencies who support those families can do that. And they immediately said, we are here to support you. But not only with support, they also said, we're here to fund those initiatives. And I am very proud to have with us Suzanne DeBose from Verizon, who was the first one who said, here is a check, do what we can, we need to support our community. This is very important to us.
Good morning, and thank you, Lorraine. We are all New Yorkers, and we are all Dominicans. And this tragedy of what happened on Monday bridges this family even closer together, as we must help and support all of our people. So on behalf of Verizon and all of our family and our communities, including those in the Dominican and our affiliate partner, Codatel, we have donated $100,000 to this new fund, and we've also pledged to help in raising additional dollars from other corporations and foundations, and we will also work with the Hispanic Federation in ensuring that the money is used to go directly to the victims and their families, and to help them with their immediate needs. Thank you very much to all of our friends here and to all the organizations and affiliations that are going to help make this very difficult time a little easier on our family. Thank you.
Verizon se une a la Federación Hispana en ayudar a las familias afectadas por la tragedia del evento el lunes pasado, vuelo 587, de parte de nuestra empresa, de la Fundación, y también de nuestro afiliado en la República Dominicana, Codatel. Hemos otorgado $100,000 para ayudar a las familias de esas víctimas. También vamos a trabajar con nuestros empleados para contribuir dinero adicional para esta causa, y de parte de Verizon y de nuestra afiliada en la República Dominicana, Codatel, nos unimos a esta causa y esperamos que las víctimas y las familias puedan recuperarse lo más pronto sea posible.
Este esfuerzo, this effort, is only possible because of the work that our community agencies do in our community every day. Whether there is a tragedy, whether a family has a sick person, and I am very, very proud to stand here with the organizations that will carry out the work. We have with us Rosita Romero from the Dominican Women's Center, Moisés Pérez from Alianza Dominicana, Victor Morissette from ACDP. We also have with us Walter Delgado from Audubon Partnership and Luis Garden Acosta from El Puente. We're going to hear from Rosita now.
Our community is deeply saddened by this situation. The entire Dominican community is in grief. At the Dominican Women's Development Center, we responded immediately to the call by going to the Ramada Hotel on Monday as soon as we heard about the plane crash, to be there with the family, to provide crisis intervention, grief counseling, and emotional support. We are proud to be part of this initiative, and we are interested and we intend to continue to provide services to the families that were affected by this tragedy, ongoing services to help them restore their lives to normality. And we are thankful to the major donors of this campaign, and we also want to call all the American public to provide donations to these families for their immediate and long-term needs, because that's really what the bulk of the contribution is going to come from the people that will make the donations to the fund, to the number that appears on the screen. Muy buenas tardes, mi nombre es Rosita Romero, soy la directora ejecutiva del Centro de Desarrollo de la Mujer Dominicana. Nuestra comunidad está de luto. Todas y todos hemos sentido en carne propia el dolor y el llanto de nuestras familias y hemos acudido al llamado de nuestra comunidad para decir presente. Tan pronto como nos enteramos de los sucesos, corrimos al Ramada Hotel y empezamos a darle apoyo emocional, auxilio, intervención a las familias. Queremos darle nuestro más sentido pésame a esas familias. Queremos también expresar nuestro agradecimiento a las corporaciones y las fundaciones que están haciendo las donaciones y más que nada, lo más importante es la donación del pueblo, de la comunidad, como una forma de expresar su solidaridad con el dolor por el cual estas familias están pasando por este tan trágico accidente. De manera que yo los exhorto a todas y a todas a que contribuyan con este fondo al número que aparece en la pantalla. Gracias.
I will also have Moisés Pérez from Alianza Dominicana. If you saw the New York Times, Moisés was highlighted on Public Lives for his efforts in this community.
Thank you so much for organizing this. God bless the Hispanic Federation and the work that Lorraine is doing, who always steps up to the plate in times of crisis in our community. Alianza Dominicana has been at the epicenter of the relief effort on 180th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. We're going to continue to be there, even more so now, and we'll be expecting in a very short period of time to be working directly with the Red Cross and American Airlines to bring services to the community in the community. And I think it's a major step that decision has been made so the families don't have to drag themselves away from the community in order to receive a service that is within a context that is more humane and can be more readily coordinated. We're working with a coalition of organizations. Many of them are here right now, members of the Hispanic Federation, to bring a wide range of services and support for families. And it's wonderful that we can pull a package together of money that can be made quickly available to families even before the holidays. That's why this is so important. Alianza Dominicana le da la gracia a la Federación Hispana por siempre decir que sí, decir presente, a Lorena específicamente, que siempre ha marchado en momentos de crisis en nuestra comunidad. Alianza Dominicana ha estado en el epicentro de los esfuerzos para ayudar a estas familias, no solamente de este trágico vuelo, sino también a las víctimas de las Torres Gemelas. Vamos muy pronto a estar trabajando directamente con la Cruz Roja y American Airlines para traer los servicios que estas familias necesitan dentro del seno de la comunidad donde deben de estar, para que las familias no tengan que salir fuera de la comunidad y recibir un servicio más humano y más conciso. Con ese propósito, esta coalición de organizaciones que se encuentra aquí y varias más que han aportado, estaremos trabajando allá en la 180 y la avenida Amsterdam con todas estas familias en estos momentos tan difíciles, y es extraordinario, y exhorto a todo el mundo que apoye este fondo para asegurarnos que antes de las Navidades podamos tenerle un dinero a todas estas familias con el cual ellos puedan hacer lo que deseen, reunirse de nuevo como familia o proveerse un tiempo que obviamente no van a tener. Muchas gracias.
Ahí también tenemos a Víctor Morisset de ACDP.
Desde el primer día que sucedió esta tragedia, nuestro personal, en conjunto con Alianza y las otras instituciones, nos hemos movilizado, nos fuimos al Ramada Inn y hemos estado trabajando con todas estas familias, ofreciéndoles servicios de salud mental y apoyo en este momento tan crítico. Sabemos que nadie puede reparar la pérdida de los seres queridos que fallecieron en ese vuelo, pero también sabemos que nuestra comunidad y todas esas familias tienen muchas necesidades a largo plazo, y esa es parte de nuestro compromiso aquí hoy ante la sociedad, haciendo posible que este fondo se haga realidad y pedirle a todos los neoyorquinos que apoyen este esfuerzo, porque es de la única manera que esa familia van a obtener un poco de alivio en este momento tan crítico. A nombre de la Asociación Comunal de Dominicanos Progresistas y el personal que ha estado trabajando, me siento muy orgulloso de mis compañeros que son dirigentes de otras instituciones que hemos unido los esfuerzos para hacer posible que este momento de tragedia le traiga un poco de alivio con nuestro trabajo arduo a todas estas familias. On behalf of the staff of the Community Association of Progressive Dominicans, I am very encouraged by the support of all New Yorkers and my colleagues, the directors of the different member agencies of the Hispanic Federation that are working hard to support this family, to provide counseling services, crisis intervention, and mental health services at this time of crisis that they desperately need. But the most important component of why we're here today is that this fund has been established to help those families, because after they recover the bodies of the loved ones and bury them, they have a lot of post-traumatic stress disorders that they have to work on individually, and we are going to be there as community agencies to support them, and this fund is going to make that possible. Thank you.
Thank you. One of the things that is very important is that these families all of our families have short-term needs, and we know that they have long-term needs, and that's where we really depend on the communities once the major institutions leave. I am very, very pleased that the work of the Hispanic Federation and us communicating our message to the public is always done by the Spanish press and the Spanish media. And I'm pleased that we have with us Hersen Borrero, who is the editor-in-chief of El Diario, who will also be sharing some words with us. And United Way. Thank you.
This is it right here. This is it right here.
Buen día, and this is going to be very brief. I think that death does not need to be defined in any language. I think death is hard enough when it happens under normal circumstances. And if workers in general and people in the tri-state area can relate to the circumstances when they have lost loved ones under normal circumstances, they know how difficult it is, one, to deal with the severe loss, the pain, that anguish that goes into each individual home. If you take that and multiply that by what has happened with this terrible tragedy, then you will understand that ayuda means help. It means help. Ayuda is simple. There are the survivors that must be able to give some closure, a closure that we are present for right now, but that they must deal with the pain. We cannot help them in the pain, but we can help them in resolving the problems that they are facing right now with giving their loved ones the proper burial. En cualquier idioma, ayuda means help. So all you have to remember is that. And if you look at the pain that you have suffered when you have lost a loved one, then think of these people who did not expect this, who were not prepared, and now have to deal with the horrible process of identifying 090 5735 donde estoy presente. That's all I have to say. And please, if you really care about what New York is all about, then you will take the tragedy of September 11th and what happened with Flight 587 and look into your pockets, and whatever you can give, it will be accepted and it will be appreciated. Gracias.
We also have another media partner who's been with us on most of our initiatives, and I'm very pleased to have Diana Diaz from Univision here to say a few words.
Hello everybody, my name is Diana Diaz. I'm the Director of Communications for Univision, and I just want you to know that we have joined forces, like always, with the Hispanic Federation and all my media colleagues and all the nonprofit organizations to try to help the Dominican community. We are providing already a lot of public service announcements via our air. We started doing that about 2 hours right after we heard of the plane crash, and we will continue doing that along with all of our colleagues at the station, and obviously with the network is we're all here present today. So thank you very much, and please help our community. The Dominican community helps you. As Lorraine already explained, there is a bank account already with Banco Popular. Así que todos vayamos a ayudar a nuestra comunidad. Muchas gracias.
And another person who said presente from the very beginning was United Way, who also helped us start the fund. And I'm very, very proud to partner with United Way in most of our endeavors. And we have with us today Lilian Barrios Paoli.
Well, basically, we're honored to be part of this fund. We want to be there when people in our community need help, and I think this is a particular difficult and poignant time. We've been working with September 11th Fund, and this is just concentrated pain in one community. So we wanted to be there. We want to partner with them. The Hispanic Federation is one of our member agencies, and so are all of the other agencies that are working in this particular tragedy. Estoy con ustedes y todo lo que se necesite. Gracias.
This is the real thing.
Right. And Suzanne. Okay. También siempre estamos apoyados. We're always supported by elected officials. We have with us today Guillermo Linares, and we also have a representative, Iris Quiñones, from Congresswoman Nidia Velázquez's office, who's saying presente.
I want to publicly thank Lorraine Cortez Vasquez for her leadership once again. Every time we have a crisis, whether it is a hurricane that afflicts the Caribbean, the Hispanic Federation steps up on behalf of all New Yorkers. And here we go again with a crisis that we did not expect. And from day one, we have seen the agencies under the Hispanic Federation and within our community responding to this moment of crisis. Nothing that we could do can really bring back so many loved ones. This is the worst tragedy that the Dominican community has experienced since it has immigrated to the United States. And at a time when we had not yet recovered from losing 41 loved ones out of the terrorist attack, we see this tragedy come upon us. I call on all corporations that are listening to take the lead from those corporations that have donated today for us to have $225,000. We have the leadership of Verizon, United Way, American Express, Univision. There are already others, El Diario La Prensa. They have stepped up. They have not waited for us to reach out to them. I urge especially corporations to step up and respond in this moment of need. I also call on New Yorkers and people of goodwill to respond to this moment of need for our community. It is not so much what is needed now, because we're giving all the love that we have for the families of the victims, and we're doing all we can to help them. But we're looking at what will be of the children and the grandparents and the mothers and fathers and the extended family down the road. We're looking at long term as well, and this fund will help tremendously make that difference. Quiero aprovechar para agradecer el liderazgo de la Federación Hispana, Lorraine Cortez Vázquez, una vez más respondiendo a un momento de crisis para nuestra comunidad, en este caso nuestra comunidad dominicana. Todavía no nos habíamos recuperado del ataque terrorista del 11 de septiembre, donde perdimos 41 víctimas dominicanas. Cuando vino esta tragedia, la tragedia más grande que hemos tenido nosotros, los dominicanos, después de haber llegado a este país. Y quiero reconocer la labor de organizaciones que se han dado a la tarea de ayudar a brindarle apoyo a las víctimas, a las familias de las víctimas, desde el momento que ocurrió esta tragedia. Quiero exhortar a las corporaciones privadas que tomen el ejemplo que hoy día nos da haciendo contribuciones a este fondo especial para ayudar a las víctimas, como Verizon, United Way, American Express, Univision, el diario La Prensa, para que en realidad podamos ayudarle a esta familia que tanto lo necesitan en este momento. No es solamente el momento que atravesamos ahora, buscar unir las víctimas con sus familiares. Es ayudarle a los niños que quedan traumatizados, a los abuelitos, a los padres, a las madres, a los tíos y a nuestra familia que queremos. Así que exhorto a todos los neoyorquinos que ayuden aportando lo que puedan para esta causa.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Iris Quiñones and I'm here representing the Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez. Thank you very much for asking the Congresswoman to speak to you today. She's sorry she cannot be with you now in this time. The business of Congress goes on with votes in Washington today. But know that she's with you in our grief and sympathy for everyone affected. She wants to offer her deepest condolences to the families and friends of those aboard American Airlines Flight 587. The Dominican community suffered along with all of New York in this terrorist attack of September 11. You lost 41 members of the community in those events, and now this terrible crash has claimed even more Dominican lives. She heard about this tragedy while she was in New York last week. She met with families of those lost at the Ramada Inn to offer her support and condolences. The flights from New York to Santo Domingo provide a crucial link between New York's Dominican neighborhoods and the Dominican Republic. Each day, hundreds of Dominicans head from New York to Santo Domingo as they do business, visit family, and connect again with loved ones back home. It is terrible to think that so many people perished so close to their families and their roots. She commends you for the early success of your relief fund. She has contacted the government of Puerto Rico and they are committed to raising money to their victims' relatives to help them through the difficult time. And she calls on all New Yorkers to open their hearts to those who have endured a terrible loss. It is important now to stay together. This is what we have learned in the face of tragedy, that we benefit from the unity and love of our families, friends, and neighbors. She will continue to work with the community to help those families affected by the crash of American Airlines Flight 587. Her district offices are working with INS and they are available to provide information and visa assistance to help navigate difficult times. Thank you again for asking the Congresswoman to share with you today. She offers her sympathy and heartfelt good wishes to everyone here. The office of Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez, the main office, is located 268 Broadway, Brooklyn, New York, and the numbers is 718-599-3658. Voy a decir algo en español. Mi nombre es Iris Quiñones, soy dominicana. Esto ha sido una tragedia muy lamentable y todos los dominicanos damos las gracias por tener el apoyo de toda la comunidad aquí en Nueva York. También en español voy a decir que la comunidad y las oficinas de la congresista Nydia Velázquez tienen sus puertas abiertas para asistir y ayudar junto con el Servicio de Inmigración a todas las familias de las personas que fueron fallecidas en esta tragedia. También voy a agregar, voy a decir esto en inglés, a monetary contribution can be made to ayuda a las víctimas del vuelo 587 at any Banco Popular in New York and New Jersey using the account number 0909000057,352. Banco Popular is also conducting a national campaign to inform the public of funds, assistance, and how they can donate. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you very much. We also have two other community leaders that would like to speak to you and that I think it's important that you hear from. They are Luis Garden Acosta, who runs one of the major organizations in Brooklyn and whose agency has been directly affected by this tragedy.
Thank you, Lorraine. Washington Heights is the capital of a Dominican community in New York City that is now everywhere, especially in Brooklyn, where today we're suffering a great deal from what happened on Flight 587 and what happened in the Twin Tower horror. All members of our community who need the support from both horrors need to come to El Puente right at the foot of the Williamsburg Bridge, or call us at 718-387-0404. As the name suggests, we will be creating a Hispanic Federation bridge, along with Alianza, along with Dominican women, along with all the other organizations that are here, with the support of all the wonderful people here, to make sure that we reclaim this nightmare and make it into something that will be positive for the rest of our future here in the city of New York. Thank you.
And we also have with us Walter Delgado, who runs the Audubon Partnership, which is a major economic development initiative in the Washington Heights community.
Como dominicano, lo primero que quiero decir es hacer un llamado al casi millón de dominicanos que tenemos en el área metropolitana, que hagan las primeras contribuciones a este fondo, porque la caridad debe comenzar con nosotros, lo que hemos sufrido de esta tragedia. Lo segundo, como director ejecutivo de la asociación Audubon, es hacer un llamado a las personas que fueron victimizadas, que son oriundas del pueblo de Baní, que son casi una tercera parte de las víctimas que fallecieron, que por favor acudan a nuestras oficinas en la 207, que hemos comenzado a trabajar con la Asociación de Villa Fundación para cuidar particularmente a las personas, que casi son 50, que fallecieron, que son oriundos de Baní. Los banilejos estaban en camino a nuestro país a celebrar sus fiestas folclóricas, las cuales fueron modificadas y no habrá música este fin de semana. I am Walter Delgado, and my first message is to urge Dominicans in the New York City area in particular to be the first ones to contribute to this fund. I believe that it is important for us to take care of our own and for the first deposits to come from our own community. And the second message is to call on the people that are from the little town of Baní, who lost 43 of his members in this tragic flight, to please come to our offices. We're trying to tailor very special aid, both here in New York and back in Baní. Baní was in the middle of celebrating its annual festival. There will be no music in the town this weekend. There will only be arts and crafts. We're also working with their ethnic association, the Villa Fundación Association, that's about 500 members strong here in the New York City area. And we ask all Dominicans, good New Yorkers, to follow the lead of these corporate leaders in contributing to this fund. Thank you very much.
Again, on behalf of the Hispanic Federation and its member agencies, I thank you. I ask all corporations to take the lead that Verizon, United Way, and American Express has done. This community needs your help. This community supports and buys your products. help it in its great time of need. Thank you very much. Very much.